What's up, guys? This is Dave, the Monsterman, Ridgeway, San Diego's hottest independent wrestler, coming at you live, drinking with Moe's. Finally, cheers.
This is Drinkin at Mo's, where we talk about the pros of pro wrestling in the Midwest while sipping on some brews with blessed beers and wrestling. That's my scene. Death matches and lucha libre, it's also mean. I'm a straight up smart goofball, not no kiss ass. I stand tall when it comes to wrestling. I'm the king. I know every move, every fling. Get ready for a wild time with Drinkin at Mo's, where we don't quit. Drinkin at Mo's, that's where it's at, like a power bomb. We hit hard, never flat. Fucking right, we're living the dream. Talking about wrestling, always a scream.
You know, I've always said here at Drinkinatmos, just because it says drinking at Mo's does not mean it has to be alcoholic. So I'm happy to say Drinking at Mo's is sponsored by Prince Nana Coffee. The exact same guy you see every week on Dynamite, on Collision. Yes, he has his own coffee, and it's freaking delicious. They don't even roast those beans until you've placed your order. And you might be telling me, hey, Big Mo, I'm more of a tea guy. They got you covered there too. Use the referral link in the description of this video. And let's get you dancing like Prince Nana with Prince Nana Coffee. All right, everybody, welcome Drinking at Mo's. Big Mo here. You know the drill. YouTube, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good shit, because YouTube's algorithm is a pain in the ass. We are most places you can find the audio platforms too. Leave a review there, all that good stuff. Today, I love it when I get to do this. I'm going back to Cali with the Monsterman, David Ridgeway. How the hell you doing?
Mo, I'm doing good, man. It's Friday night. I'm drinking a beer with Big Mo. Podcast debut. I'm ready to rock, man. I'm fired up. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. I told you about some of the cool stuff I got coming up, including getting to attend, actually my third AEW show, but first one, the debut here in Omaha. Much like, I guess I didn't realize your podcast debut. I love hearing about that.
First one ever, man. It's
nice.
First shot in Nebraska, Omaha. That's going to be great, man. I'm going to watch for you on the TV. You remember me when you're famous, all right? Podcast debut of the Monsterman. This is history on all sorts of levels, bro.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, like when I think what first piqued my interest before I get into, my first question I ask everybody when they come on, the one thing that initially sparked my interest was I saw excuse me, I love my beer, but it gives me the burps like crazy. So I saw a picture of you at, I believe, a SoCal Pro show that was with a very good buddy of mine, SoCal Crazy.
Yes,
my brother.
SoCal Crazy's the man. Much love. I'm gonna actually raise my beer to SoCal Crazy right now.
Definitely.
We love you, brother.
Oh yeah, I can't wait till he kicks cancer's ass again.
If there's a guy who could do it, man, he's incredible. What a great wrestler, iconic luchador in San Diego, as we all know.
Oh yeah,
friendship level, best friend you could ask for, and what a warrior, dude. Nothing but love and respect.
Nothing but love for that guy, indeed. So I mentioned my first question I ask everybody when they come on here. What got you started as a fan? And then what got you deciding to finally make that leap into the business?
Love that. Good open, man. We're coming in hot. Honestly, dude, probably not a very rare story as a fan. Grew up watching it. It was I grew up in a WWF household during the Attitude Era, so this was right around think like probably WrestleMania, like 15-ish. So So right, like I grew up. Stone Cold was big, Taker was big, Triple H was big. I as a kid, I'm biased, so I hated Triple H. He was not one of my favorites, but yeah. So just watched it my whole life, man. It was like it was on late elementary school, so if the grades were good and all that shit, my mom and pop would record it on VHS, and I'd get to come home from school and watch it the next day, and then go tell all the kids to suck it on the playground.
One of those that the DX guys always hear about that they either got in trouble at home or got detention at school for
Suck it. Yeah, too many times. My dad had to have a talk with me once, which again, not a rare story, of course. Any wrestling fan in the
oh
late
yeah.
'90s, like, oh man, just like, dude, you can't. And I had no idea what that meant, right? I'm like 7, it's like you
I mean,
just running around telling people to suck it, but
oh yeah, my I hell, I even got my own story. We, my little brother and I were teaching because it was in the middle of DX and the NWO. So the Wolf Pack and Suck It. So we were teaching our youngest sister, who I can't remember how old she was at the time, but we were teaching her the Wolf Pack, and then once my parents saw her do it was like, oh shit. My parents were not thrilled with us at all.
I imagine not, man. I imagine not.
But yeah, no, I remember those days vividly. Me being, I mentioned before we were started, the big stone cold guy that I am. And, that era, I remember the only time I ever got to see him live was actually, hell, this was even before the Montreal screw job, where Stone Cold was feuding with the Hart Foundation, and Bret Hart was in a wheelchair and he was chasing Bret Hart around the arena with an axe handle. And I was actually in the arena that night.
I was gonna say you were live at that show. That's an iconic night. That's
The
wow.
the night that Owen Hart beat Rocky Maivia for the Intercontinental title.
Wow. Damn, dude. That's be proud of that. That's a good show to be at.
So
Those are bragging rights right there, big ball.
I've I've been able to witness my fair share of crazy moments, from that to when Dean Ambrose, John Moxley destroyed Chris Jericho's light up jacket.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Mm-hmm.
there that night.
What is it? My $10,000 lineup. Yeah.
So, what got you into deciding I'm going to do this?
Yeah. So there's a two-part answer to that, man. Like there was so where I'm at now, this is actually we'll call it like this is take two for me. In my early 20s, I started training at SoCal Pro. Vividly remember, love wrestling, man. Like never, I didn't go away during any era. I didn't grow out of it in high school or none of that.
Yeah.
And just wanted to do it. I was a personal trainer, and I was talking to a buddy of mine on the phone, Sergio, and he's a musician, and I was like, man, I just want to wrestle. I found this school in Escondido or San Marcos, and he's like, all right, Dave, I'm just gonna hang up. Don't ever call me again until you're training to be a wrestler. So I went and did it, and it was going good. I was really like kind of shy, nervous, and I wound up getting hurt in training, and I stopped for a while, and always passionately loved it. I was in a band for a little while, kind of going through life's journey. And dude, I remember just being in a Denver airport and just through a group of friends that like, man, if I ever did it, like I want to do it. Like I'm not getting any younger. I want to go get trained, and I want some sort of crazy wrestling experience. I want to be trained by the very best, and I would go to Black and Brave if I ever did it. Literally sitting at a bar in a Denver airport, drinking a hazy IPA, pull up the laptop and just apply. And I'm like, dude, There's no,
Yeah.
they're not going to reply to me. It's not like, what the hell? Like, yeah, I'm waiting for my plane. It's not a big deal. Yeah, like within 24 hours, I got the email back and I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, I got 30 days to pay deposit on this. We're going. This was incredible. You fill out the application, the essay. Why do you want to do this? What's your background? Send pictures. So I emailed it to Black and Brave, and yeah, Coach Merrick got back. I got accepted, and the rest is history, man. But it really, the why behind it is it all just goes back to, man, like I love performing, love the business. I love being in front of an audience. I know the feeling it gave me, it still gives me. I get excited as a fan when I get to go sit and watch the wrestlers perform the same way I did when I was a kid. My dad took me to my first show. And so to be there now, getting ready to go to my third WrestleMania here next month.
Oh, goddamn. Now you're making me jealous.
Now, yeah. Damn right. Yeah, I'll be in Vegas for that one. Me, my boy Ryan will be there, and man, it all just comes from passion and love, man. Like I knew it. There's a part of me that was like, dude, you've done the trainer thing. You were in the band for a little while. Like the thing you've loved longer than anything was being a wrestler, and it's just one of those things you always think about it, right? You start watching it on TV and you're like, shit, man, like I want to do this. I want to do this. I have this character idea. I got my little notebook and all these things I jot and ideas I have. And we just went for it, man. We ripped the Band-Aid off and we did it. So in 2023, it was like a year and a half waiting list. So I had some time to cook on this, to get into Black and Brave. And I just couldn't wait, man. Couldn't wait. Flew out there, stayed in Davenport.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Black and Brave is definitely one of those schools that, when you're reaching out for bookings and you tell people, where you're trained, people hear Black and Brave Academy. That's one of those schools where they're like, oh, we need to look into this kid.
Yeah. Well, man, I think that's for good reason. I do, upon graduating class 28, like they're the best. It's top notch, man. Like they demand perfection. You got to show up. You got to be willing to go through it. Anybody who comes out of that school, you have to really want to be it. They have a high standard, a standard of excellence that is upheld there. Everybody who's all the coaches, all the graduates, everybody represents them at such a high level. So, and knowing that, I think just made the school that much more attractive to me. Of like, I want to come from a place like that, and especially, being breaking into my 30s, man. Like, I don't have time for you to watch 7 years of my footage to think if like, okay, you know what, I guess he's done it long enough. We'll take a chance,
Yeah, you want those eyes to be like, when they hear, oh, Black and Brave graduate, okay.
Yes, damn right.
Yeah, no, that's definitely one of those schools that will definitely accomplish that. Now, you mentioned SoCal Pro and training there a little bit at first. Around what time was that? Because I'm trying to put in my head like year, like, okay, would I have even been down there?
Yeah, wow. Let me timestamp that, man. It must have been now about 12 years ago. I just turned 34. Last Saturday was my 34th birthday. And
Well, happy belated birthday. I don't know if I'm.
thank you, brother. Well, cheers. Thank you. This is awesome. Yeah, I remember being about 22 and it was crazy. Like, no hair, no man bun, no beard. Definitely no bass in my voice. Just a little shaved head.
Okay.
Scared shitless going into Tommy Wilson's class.
Tommy Wilson.
Who was so cool, by the way. He was always very nice. I doubt he even remembers me. I haven't interacted with him since, but definitely left a good impression.
Oh yeah, I remember watching him and getting, I had actually, he was another one of the guys I've had on I love getting to highlight, SoCal Pro especially, but all throughout Southern California. But man, that sounds like you would have been starting there like very shortly after I left because I my enlistment ended in like July of 2012.
Ooh, yeah, we're really flirting around the same timeline there. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you know, SoCal Pro, I lots of love there. Back I was down there back when they were helping out the a guy that is actually doing commentary for SoCal Pro now, Andy Jasic, when he had his promotion New Wave. That was my a show for New Wave was actually my first ever independent wrestling show. And then the guy that owns SoCal Pro, he handed me a flyer for the next SoCal Pro show. So I didn't have to spend on base on duty that particular day. So I went up and well, here I am.
Here you are. Yeah, that Jeff Dino.
Jeff Dino, yeah.
Yeah,
Much love
shout
for
out
that
Jeff.
guy.
Yeah, and yeah, what a stud. I actually remember Andy from 12-ish years ago, Anchors Away, right? Like
Oh yeah,
oh,
yeah.
man, what a oh, those guys were nuts. But
Oh yeah.
so cool. So cool.
Oh yeah. And I one of the matches that you sent me, which we'll talk a little bit about, but one of the participants in that SoCal Rumble was I want to say he at least correct me if I'm wrong if he's not still the Golden State champ, but I was actually there for the night SoCal Pro uh, crowned the first ever Golden State champ.
Really?
Yeah.
That's damn. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So,
So you go back with SoCal Pro, man. That's awesome to hear.
oh yeah, I go back a little bit there, but so watching some of your matches, one thing that is definitely able to notice is you're not a small person. Height wise, you're a big dude, and there's been lots of great big men in wrestling, and in a little way, you're kind of carrying on a tradition of a lot of powerful big men. Because I mean, you see some of your matches and the way you're able to practically choke slam people through the mat. It's like all right, it definitely catches the eye.
Yeah. Yeah. That's I do take pride in choke slamming people right through the mat. It's damn
Now,
right.
because I've kind of jokingly said it, and you know what, a little bit upsets me because my commentary debut has basically been erased. So, but one of the things that I said in there when somebody made they had their big move was spine buster, and I literally said, "Oh, you practically threw him through the mat. You could call that thing the pine buster."
You know what? You're referencing the wood, and I can respect a good pun. Even so much, the beer I'm drinking is called a reality check with the
Ah,
Czech Pilsner.
I
All
like it. I
right,
like it. Yeah,
we're
yeah.
in with that one, bro.
No, God, hell, if you think that one was funny, and oh god, it even bums me out even more because I I'm the goofball of whatever commentary team I'm on, and much like I'm like the Pat McAfee of the group, like I'll just say some off the wall goofy shit. I even it was the actual debut for a promotion, and they were making announcements for the second show, and the commentary partner of mine said, sounded like a pretty solid second show. And I'm like, oh God, in my head, I'm like, oh, light bulb, you just gave me an idea. I just, without missing a beat, just said, yeah, because nobody likes a runny number two.
Nobody does like a running number two, Big Mo.
Oh, God. It got him cracking so much that he had to stop talking for like a minute.
Nice.
I take pride in, like, I take the energy that I would sitting in the crowd towards commentary, to where, like, my mission is to get somebody to crack.
That's great. That's great. You need it. You need someone to just lose it, have to step aside.
Oh, God. I even got Mike Bennett in the middle of a match once. The whole, Roderick Strong yelling, Adam!
Yeah, yeah.
Crowd did just quieted for like a minute. I'm like, I see my opening. I just yelled out, Adam! And you could see him like
Trying to hide it. Yeah, just bury
so,
it.
and I talked to him after the show, and he's like, dude, you popped the hell out of me.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. So
That's
I
good
take that.
shit, dude. That's good
Oh,
shit.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, God damn it. I try not to go on too many tangents, but it fits into what I was just saying with making people crack.
Get it, dude. It's your show, Big Mo. Let's go on these tangents.
I do
I got
that
beer
every
on
once
deck.
in a
We
while,
got plenty of time.
I do that every once in a while. But making people crack. My second ever AEW show, it was Collision, and it was the Saturday after Tony Storm had made the comment about Mariah May slapping the tits off her opponent.
Mm.
So that show, I was sitting like 3 rows behind the announce desk. And Tony Storm had a match, and she's up in the corner. Luther and Mariah May standing like maybe 10 feet away from me. I just yelled out, slap her tits off. And Luther just goes, yep. I get him every once in a while.
That's good shit. That's good shit.
So
You're that guy. I love
no,
it.
I'm that guy. I'm totally that guy. Oh yeah. No, oh God. I can tell you that this coming Wednesday, I'm gonna be trying again. I find my opening, I'm gonna fucking take it. But all right.
Yes,
So
dude.
getting into some of those matches that you sent me. Gunjack versus you, SoCal Pro. It was a bit, contrasting sizes, but very entertaining back and forth. What was that match like? What were some of your memories from that match?
Yeah, that was great. That was the singles match debut for Gunjack. Actually, he'd been seen in the Rumble the previous October, so that was a big deal. And our match was added to the card, somewhat in a late fashion. So, man, we had to tell. We had to tell a story out there. Something had to come through, and size difference or not, Gunjack, he's ripped, he's fit, he's a striker, he's a brawler, and we needed to find a way to get that point across and play to each other's strengths and go out there. And in the time we have, we're right before the main event. We got the Mighty Tortuga and Fidel Bravo on deck, right? So we need to get out there, do our thing, get everybody hooked, ready, fire them up, so that crowd's hot for the main. And
Oh yeah,
man, it went so smooth. It was,
I did.
I mean, incredible trust. I mean, I'm still less than a year in. My in-ring debut was May 11th, 2024. So incredible trust from Jeff to let Gunjack and Monsterman go out there right before the main event, where Fidel Bravo and Tortuga are going after for the title, in a singles, right? And we delivered, man. We
Oh
delivered.
yeah.
It went so smooth, and it felt like afterwards, we're like, oh man, like I could have done that shit for half an hour. Like there was a chemistry there. It was fun. We definitely smacked each other around, had a good time. The crowd was into it, watching it back. Was fun. It's always funny watching it back on camera and seeing it from that point of view versus like being in there. Because there's spots where you're like, oh shit, they didn't be like I sold this way over here, but the camera didn't catch me doing it, and that would have been great. So you always do, you see that stuff, but really, man, compliments to Gunjack for that's it's always different. It's one thing, a lot of us on the indies, we do bar shows, we do stuff like that when the lights are off and like if you shit the bed, it's not that it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
but like there's a little bit lower pressure to deliver. But when it's a camera show, man, we're live stream, so anybody anywhere could be watching this show in live time on camera. We got a bunch of people in the audience there. You got hard cam, you got the cam running around. So this is going to be published, right? And there's an
Yeah.
expectation to uphold to deliver and to go out there and to fucking wrestle. That's what people pay to see. It's what they want to see, and most people are really familiar with the onboarding of wrestlers, and that typically you're in there with primarily people far more veteran and experienced to start. So it was awesome. It's a very good feeling when the promoter of a company, just provides that trust to two of its performers, two of its wrestlers, to go out there alone with just a ref, really. Two new guys in the ref, and go out like, all
Oh
right,
yeah.
get it done. And they're like, they could have pre-showed us, they could have done whatever, but
Yeah.
Gunjack and I went out there and we got it done, man. And it was great. Got to choke slam the goddamn shit out of him. And look, man, I'd be happy to kick Gunjack's ass again anytime. It doesn't matter what city, what state. Big Mo, you get us out there in Nebraska, bro. I'll beat him up in your hometown or mine anytime he wants it, man. It's always a pleasure to do business with Gunjack.
Oh yeah. Like y'all did great there. And then going from that, the contrast in styles to the other match, another former or past guest of mine, Anthony Idol. A little more evenly sized there. Kind of a big, kind of a big hoss battle with the two of you guys.
Yes, yes. Before we even get into that, I just gotta go on record for just crazy compliments to Anthony Idol. What a damn dude! He's so good, so giving with knowledge, and I had the opportunity to train with him when he was still coaching, and it's man, I cannot say enough good things about Idol, and being in there with him was incredible, man. It's a lot of feelings, like same deal, right? A lot of guys on the card are a lot smaller than me. I know how this is gonna go. This dude's bigger than me, right?
Yeah.
He's bigger than me. He's veteran than me. For every one of my matches, he's probably had 100. So you're going in there and it's like, all right, man, the shit's on. This guy, you don't step in the ring with a guy like Idol. He is one of the best, man. You're gonna get in there and you're wrestling a wrestler's wrestler right there. That guy, that's the ring general shit for sure. And
Oh yeah.
there was a lot of I mean, hearing about the match when I knew it was happening, I first feeling was just super honored, man. Like I knew the guy forever ago. He was around in SoCal Pro when I trained 12 years ago there. And so to be able to get in the ring with him was an incredible honor. And I knew it was going to be a fight. I know how he works. And I knew like, all right, man, this is a little bit of like, there's, you know, um, there's an expectation of like, we're going now. This isn't, we're not learning anymore. Like it's showtime. We're out here. We're fighting now. This is,
Oh, make sure. All right, man. Damn technical difficulties. That shit happens. But anyways, we're complimenting Anthony Idol before we went into your relatively recent match with the guy.
Yes, yeah. Last year, man, that was yeah, an honor. I'm not sure where we cut off, man, but like when I knew I was wrestling idol, incredible honor. Like that's a wrestler's wrestler right there. When you step in the ring with him, like it's gonna be a fight. The expectation is to show up and wrestle and get ready to rock. That dude's, I would easily say that is the biggest, like the learning experience I've had in professional wrestling so far was being in a match and noticing how he moves and he's really intentional with what he does when shit doesn't go right or is forgotten. He was so clean about it, and it was one of the times where watching it back, I was like, "Oh man, I know I fucked up this or this," and he had this demeanor and mannerism where like, "Oh, it didn't even look like it." It was somewhere between like so easy. Like he took care of me in the match, and we did the business, and he went over that night as he should, and I've again honored to take the pin, of course, but also he helped get me more over that night, and he was so gracious with any offense that he let me. Like he could have called that match could have went down however he wanted it to. Anthony Idol could have walked in there and just kicked my ass for as long as he wanted to. And don't get me wrong, he did, right? He did. I went home with marks from that one. Anthony Idol's that's a strong son of a bitch right there, and he'll knock your teeth out for real. That guy's awesome. He's again a wrestler,
Oh,
ring generalship. But the moment of we're at the top of the ramp. You know, I think he raises my hand, and we do the handshake at the end, kiss and make up, and all that stuff. And that was a very kind of surreal feeling, man, because
yeah,
Idol's a very respected veteran in the wrestling scene, especially out here, man. And so to share that moment, that spotlight, I don't see him as much or talk to him as much, but that was a very transformative feeling and like huge moment for me being so damn green. I had just debuted fucking 2 or 3 months before that, right? For all intents and purposes, Anthony Idol had no business being that cool or that nice to me, but he's, whatever reasoning that he felt was awesome, and we had a great match, and I hope I get the opportunity to do it again. I would love
that'll be.
nothing more than to wrestle Idol and get back in there.
Oh yeah, that'll definitely be an awesome one to see, and he's definitely one of those types where I put him in the group of, a lot of those promotions that have been around a little bit, like a SoCal Pro. They have their what you call measuring sticks. Like you get in there with that person and you're able to hold your own in there, you're gonna be all right. Anthony Isle definitely one of those damn people.
One of those damn people for sure. Measuring six is a great way to put it, and just from being on a rookie's side of things, with my experience in him, I could say that Anthony Idol is one of the guys, maybe more than most right now, who's definitely like invested in your success. He wants to see you succeed, and he's not afraid to piss you off a little bit if that's what you need to hear. You know what I
That
mean?
that is it. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people out there that when you're getting started out in wrestling or in a lot of athletic fields, when you're getting out there, you kind of need that person that's coaching you, that's teaching you the ropes, that'll be like, yes, they'll be there to, cheer you on, tell you the good stuff, but they'll also be there to be like, you fucked up right there.
Yeah. Yeah, of course, man. I mean, I don't think it's any secret anymore, the sacrifice, especially in what we do. And we see all the documentaries and the sacrifice and the hard times sound cool when it's edited and on camera and it's A&E or a Peacock special. It's like it's cool, right? And it's motivating, it makes you
Yeah.
feel something. It's a whole other thing to be in the thick of it and you're actually doing it. And who do you have right in front of you to be like, hey man, cool. Yeah, I don't give a shit that you're tired. Why did you miss training? I don't give a shit that that's a far drive. You need exposure. You have an opportunity to wrestle a veteran. You show up, you shake hands, you do this. Don't be passive. Go assert yourself. Ask for this. Go drive 3.5 hours just to set up a ring and thank them for the opportunity. Like you need somebody to remind you of that and to not feel start. Look, man, we all got jobs, we all got houses, we all do something. Our shoot jobs, if you will, to be able to pursue this dream and this passion of ours, hoping one day to get the opportunity for that contract and to have somebody who's willing to be there and give so much and provide so much knowledge and personally message and inspire, motivate, hold accountable. And dude, we all need like he's
Mm.
not going to dance around like straight shooter.
Oh yeah.
Can't compliment the guy enough, man.
Oh yeah. And you're never able to truly improve if you're not being told the stuff you need to improve on. If people are only, for the lack of a better way to put it, if people are only kissing your ass, you'll be going along thinking, "Oh, hey, everything's all hunky dory," when in reality you're just constantly screwing up the same damn thing every time.
Right. You couldn't have said it better, man. Couldn't have said it better. And maybe this podcast will serve as an energy, man. Like I'd love to work with Idol again. I like very selfishly, of course. So if the opportunity ever comes, like it's a
Oh yeah.
privilege, it's an honor, and we're gonna put that energy out there, baby.
Yes, we're manifesting that shit.
Let's manifest Monsterman versus Anthony Idol round two. Let's
Yes.
hope we can get that on the books here sooner than later.
Oh yeah. No, we're doing that now. Okay. Next one that I wanted to talk about out of the one. Well, we're going to talk about pretty much all the ones you sent me, but the one in particular that I wanted to talk about was your match with Jake Redondo. Now, second generation guy, but this is going back to my watching of SoCal Pro. I remember watching his dad.
Yeah, we all do, man. Of course.
I remember watching his dad there, and now getting to see some of Jake's matches. I'm like, well, damn, the apple don't fall far from the tree on that one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, crazy, man. April 5th, 18th anniversary. Here's a plug. 18th anniversary, SoCal Pro. April 5th, Vista, California. Jake Redondo and Jason Redondo, his dad, are taking on Joey Lancaster and Eddie Isla. So, but for one, get your tickets now. This is going to be crazy. Anybody watching this in San Diego, like shit, you not. These tickets are going to fly out. And if you don't want to stand somewhere far off in the back, hop on, buy that now. Reserve your front row. Anybody not there, Big Mo, we are live streaming YouTube. Hop on there, SoCal Pro Wrestling. You can watch it live. This is going to be a stacked event, man. And
I'll have to be keeping my eye on that one for sure.
please watch. Please watch. We'll follow up on this. And man, like obviously Jason Redondo, legend, right? Hall of Famer. Like that is a very like he is so deep rooted in everything SoCal Pro that Jake coming in now is that's huge. It's awesome. I mean, what a cool moment, and obviously what an expectation, but what a feeling, man, to be like Jake's on the up. He's rookie too, less than a year debuted and he's going to be tag teaming with his dad, who's so respected in the West Coast and San Diego wrestling scene. Like his dad is a wrestling legend, and he gets to tag team with him at the 18th anniversary show, the very promotion that his father helped build. Like That's fucking crazy. I mean, I'm stoked for my match. I'm in the battle royal, and we're competing battle royal. Winner gets the contract to cash in any title match they want. But man, it's going to be hard not to be prepping for that and just watching.
Oh
Of
yeah.
course, like I don't know when the last time I saw Jason Redondo wrestle, but then to see him do it with Jake's going to be incredible.
Oh yeah. That's gonna be something special for sure. Me being the relatively new father that I am, I I remember just talking with somebody at a recent show that I went to, and they were talking about bringing their kid. That show was their kid's first one, and I was just mentioning, man, I can't wait till I get to say that about my son. He's lit, and you know, I won't lie, I'm not gonna push him to wrestling, but to be able to say that my kid's doing that because okay, he is just about 3 months old and just last night weighed in at 17 pounds.
Wow. Okay.
He's a big dude.
Little Mo, big Little Mo's gonna be Big Mo right there. He's off.
Before we know it, yeah.
That boy is 70. Damn, dude. Okay.
He was
Oh well,
just about
congrats, man.
9 pounds at
I didn't
birth.
realize how recent of a father you. Yeah, what's that? Crazy.
Christmas Eve.
Oh, okay. Holy shit! What a present.
Yeah.
All right, well, hey, that makes present shopping really easy, dude.
Oh,
All right.
totally. Although I will say this that I have always stated even before he was born that I am because my dad was actually Christmas Day. And it would people would talk about, oh, the whole this is for birthday and Christmas. I'm like, nope, my kid's gonna have separate birthday, Christmas gifts. He might get them on the same day, but they're gonna be separate.
Yeah, of course. Holiday kids, man. That's cool, brother. Well, congrats and cheers to your son. It's
Thank
if
you.
you're unfamiliar, Mo, if you've never heard of Donna's Pickle Beer, all right.
I've heard of other pickle beers, but that sounds delicious.
Oh, it's the finest brine. If anybody from Donna's is listening and wants to sponsor a Monsterman, god damn it, I drink.
Sponsor me too.
Yeah, but sponsor both. Sponsor the show, and most
Yes.
importantly, send Mo and Dave plenty of beers. We'll drink them, talk about them all the
Product
time.
placement. Damn it. Product placement.
Dude, I'm obsessed with these things. Me and a couple of my friends, me, my sister Cass, and my boy Giovanni, we drink these motherfuckers like water. It's great.
Manifesting that sponsorship, manifesting Anthony Idol match. Awesome. And
Yeah.
much respect to Jake and Jason Redondo. I was getting a little tongue tied there. But all right, now one of my favorite shows of really, WWE calendar or any of the various indie promotions out there that run Royal Rumble type matches. That's always like my favorite show of the year. Like, yeah, WrestleMania is cool and all, but there is just something about that whole like, oh, who's coming out next? And you get a ton of people in there at one time. I love it. And
Yeah.
there's a funny one from Halloween Heat. There was a funny moment that I talked about me liking to get other people to crack. Andy Jasic got me cracking with this line when the two guys that tried to give you a shirt to join their group.
The Shady Boys.
You
Yeah.
rubbed your nuts and threw it into the crowd. But Andy Jasic made the comment, "Oh, he did that. It's a no parts."
No parts.
Dude, that got me rolling.
Dude, there's a funny moment behind that, right? So we knew we were gonna do that, and Ty, the taller dude who I was kind of interacting with, had a shirt kind of hooked on his tights for a little while that he was going to try to hand me. And Ty and Remy were out there before I came out, and somewhere in wrestling, the shirt fell too far down Ty's pants. He couldn't fucking grab him.
I was wondering what was going on there.
That shirt was supposed to be there, but they fell down his fucking tights, dude. So he couldn't get them. So, and we're over here. I see him doing it, and I'm like, oh, I guess we're just not gonna do the shirt spots that I'm going with. And then Remy takes his fucking shirt off, and I'm like, oh, okay, dude, here we go. This will work. But we had a good laugh about it after the match, but it was funny because it was gonna be the shirt pulled off, and because of the beard and the hair, everybody's, Monsterman, Shady Boys. Like, I can't go to a fucking show without being there. I actually helped out at a show once where somebody thought I was Ty for like a good 30 minutes. And until he showed up and they're like, wait, what? It was a whole thing. But yeah. And so, yeah, man, he had the shirt there. He's like, yeah, man, do whatever. You can even throw it in the audience. This is fair. I don't really care. And I was like, okay, cool. And then the shirt fell too far down his back that he couldn't reach and grab it. So that's when Remy took his shirt off and threw it over. But I did watch that back, and when Andy was like, "Oh, he rubbed it on his no parts."
No, dude, that got me rolling so damn bad.
Anytime the guy, I mean, he's anybody who doesn't know Andy, like, let's plug his TikTok, man. Him and his wife.
Oh God, him and his wife.
God. Incredible. He's naturally funny. It's easy to laugh. He has a very contagious, like, laughter energy to him, and man, that's
natural goofball.
Total goofball. Total goofball. I mean, he is, again, great wrestler. Anchors Away was awesome.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't fuck with Andy, right? Like that dude. That dude will light you up in a ring. But man, he's so funny. He's so funny. He's so off the cuff too. Like that brain of his just goes. It's just so instantaneous.
Oh yeah. Now, all right. I have two categories I like to round stuff off with here.
Ooh.
One's a bit of a name game where I try to theme it towards the guest as much as possible. So this one, I kind of split it up a little bit. I usually do about 4 names. 2 of them, half of them are going to be big from SoCal. And, we talked about great big men in wrestling. Well, I got 2 current examples in here. So first one, I think especially when you talk about San Diego, you can't talk about that town without thinking of, well, the area code and the maneuver 619, well, Rey Mysterio.
Damn right. Wow, what an icon, man. Yeah, Rey Mysterio, who has wrestled at SoCal Pro before.
That he has.
That he has. Yeah, that's incredible, man.
Believe it was a okay. There we go. My power cut out.
Sort of heard you a little bit there, Mo, but I think I lost you, man. Your face is frozen on my screen. Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Shit.
Okay, there we go again. All right.
Hey!
We're back. Now we need to figure out you're looking like sideways.
You're sideways on me too.
Okay, how the hell do we let me see. You know what? I'm not even cutting this part out. Fuck it.
Nah, fuck it. Leave it. This is people pay for this shit, all right? Anybody watching or listening, this is prime time.
Yes. And you know what? I say, liking to keep it like 2 people just talking like they're at a bar. You're not going to find the edited versions of freaking conversations at a damn bar talking about wrestling. You're going to get the random, like, what the fuck just happened sort of shit.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the best parts often. Those are
Oh
the
yeah.
best parts. Yeah, fuck it. Let it run. This is great.
Oh yeah. So hopefully, well, I'll get it figured out. But anyways, I believe when Rey Mysterio was at that SoCal Pro show, that, and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, it was SoCal Crazy, a good friend of both of ours. He was
Mhm.
either teaming with or he was teaming against him at that show, I believe.
Yeah, he was. Shit, man. I am trying to remember the match as well. My gut tells me against for some reason. I,
That's what my gut's telling me
yeah,
too.
I want to say SoCal Crazy might have been working heel.
I'm
But
one to say, yeah,
but
yeah.
how cool. I mean, you can't talk about San Diego luchador wrestling without mentioning SoCal Crazy, and you can't talk about the city
Oh
of
yeah.
San Diego without thinking about Rey Mysterio.
Oh yeah.
What an absolute icon, man! I was just at it was SmackDown was in San
Hmm.
Diego a couple months ago, and Ray came out, and it's just cool, man. Like this is I'm from here. I'm a San Diego boy, and look, brother, we don't have a lot of titles. We don't have a professional sports team that's won a championship, but we got a professional wrestler who won a fucking championship. So when Ray did the Rumble and took that shit at Mania, that was huge for everybody around here because goddamn the Padres ain't gonna do it. The Chargers never did it.
Excuse me. Well, I mean, Padres, they have won the National League title. So, I mean, that's kind of.
God, yeah, we're like painfully second place. I mean, what are you talking about the Yankees and the Yankees?
Oh, God, yeah. We don't
Yeah,
need to.
yeah, we
Yeah.
don't need to talk about that. Yeah, if there's a part to edit out, Big Mo, it's that one,
Yeah, we'll edit that part out of
right?
anything. So, all right. Now, the second for SoCal,
Mhm.
this guy was actually in one of my personal favorite matches I ever have seen in person. Scorpio Sky.
Wow, yeah, another icon. What a shit, dude. That's crazy. So I discovered him way later. He wasn't a person I grew up on or had much awareness of until I started breaking in. But I mean, what's the match that you saw that you're like, shit, that's who did you see him wrestle that's your favorite?
Okay, so I'm trying to remember specific. I want to say it was a four-way match, or it was him. I want to say famous. No, was it famous B? Him, B boy, the
Mhm.
guy Brandon Parker, and it was. I'm wanting to say it was famous B, but I might be mistaken there. I know it was a four-way, but that hands down one of my favorite matches I've ever witnessed.
That's incredible. No surprise. I mean, especially from an
Oh wait,
in
TJP was the other one.
TJP. Got it. Got it. Yeah, Scorpio Sky, man. For his in ring work is so respected. He's another one of those just like icon. Like something special is gonna happen when he's on the card. The dude doesn't miss. I wish I knew more from a historical level. He's someone more new to me, if that makes sense.
No, makes perfect sense.
But any clip or spot or man, that guy, it's his reputation and legacy goes unspoken. Like Scorpio Sky's top notch. That's creme de la creme right there, man. And
Oh, for sure.
good company with Rey Mysterio as well.
Oh yeah. Now, a couple of the big men.
Mm.
Okay, now I got to say this first one, he is somebody that you actually reminded me of said person when I started watching your matches. And
Uh.
I got a funny story with this guy. Baron Corbin.
Oh shit! All right, interesting. Yeah, you know what, man? Baron Corbin. What a dude. So capable of pivoting more than damn man. I feel like I got to highlight him as a human right now. Like that's anything I've heard about him as a person is so cool. I like his Instagram a lot right now. He went on that like little cooking kick that was pretty epic, but he did such a good job, and I feel like he just outperformed what everybody thought he was supposed to be. Being a dude in a metal band when he won like how many years ago was it? Like some like heavy metal magazine. Like he was the most metal athlete of the
Mm.
year. Like great entrance music, big aura, big tall guy, athletic, right? I mean,
No, yeah.
he leaned out like crazy. Like you wouldn't believe he was a fucking offensive lineman, right? And he
Yeah.
did boxing as well. Like I dig that. I liked football, played a little football. Uh, he moved way more gracefully for his size than I thought. And, while I've seen so much of him, what was his shit? The Thad Corbin or whatever. I just couldn't.
Oh, the broke, like when he was supposedly broke and was
Yeah,
looking all
dude,
like
hair grow
disheveled.
out weird and like he was so down to pivot from being this like giant, long-haired, heavy metal fucking badass to wearing the crown to doing the like man with the oh man, that's cool. I'll certainly take that compliment of comparison.
Funny enough, though, you know, people have those wrestlers they just give shit, not any, personal stuff behind. He actually blocked me on Twitter.
He blocked you, really?
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
shit!
I was literally about to tweet a funny, I think it was a Christmas thing at him, and then he wasn't showing up. Like when you at and then whatever, he wasn't showing up. So then I went and there's a way around to look for it. And then I finally get on his profile. It's like, dude, blah, 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 blocked. And I'm like, what the fuck? What did I do?
That's hilarious. What did you do? Why does he hate you?
To this day, I don't know what I said. What that made him decide to block me. I do not know what exactly it was.
Wow. Okay. Well, all right. Well, hey, it's just got to be a feather in your cap, man. He blocked you without reason. So interesting.
There's been, yeah, I'm not really upset with some of the people that have blocked me. Like, hell, I don't even know if these guys are still running shows, but whoever runs XPW's social media has blocked me on Twitter and Instagram.
Ooh.
Funny enough, I've still had people on that have worked there. So
Yeah, man. I couldn't imagine any of the boys would care. That's interesting. Do we know why? Why did XPW block you?
I will talk about that once we're done recording.
That's a fair deal. Fair deal.
Because
continued.
I know with them.
Okay. Okay. Noted. Noted.
All right, now this last one, I have actually got to meet this guy. He's actually one of my signed figures up top here, which I mean you can kind of see now. Some of them up there, up top.
I can see things up there.
Yeah, you can't see what, but that's what's up there. But he's off that way. Lance Archer.
Lance Archer. All right. Hell yeah. Is that now why Lance Archer?
Because okay, some of the I saw similarities, like a mix between him and Baron Corbin. There's just that I don't know what it was. I guess when I saw you and it seemed like you were working more as the heel. I saw a little bit of a mix of the both of them. I don't know exactly why, but it definitely came across to me both of them. But
Yeah. Yeah. So dude, I'm way more familiar with Baron Corbin. So hearing that, like, I was like, oh, cool. Like, I want to say actually one of my, I want to say, and he'll have to text me if I'm wrong about this. I know he's going to listen to this podcast. My childhood best friend Mike. Yeah, I want to say he's been like, oh, you kind of look like Baron Corbin. I was like, oh, all right. Lance Archer. I'm trying to. I don't. I don't have a lot of like memory of his work style. I mean, obviously, I know who he is. I'm wondering if back when I watched him, if I just was watching a little bit differently. But yeah, man, what I'd love to hear from you, having seen a few of my matches and knowing Lance Archer. Like, what do you see similarity wise?
Similarity wise, a lot of the power and the way that the way you see him being able to throw around people, like the
Obviously, the
the
big
one
guy. He's a
the
big.
one match that I actually got to the show that I got to get that figure autographed at. He was actually in a handicap match. One of the other guys was, I'm trying to remember, Myron Reed, and there was another guy in there, but like the way he was able to, I remember specifically, we talked about your choke slam. I saw him literally while he had one guy kind of pinned away, literally choke slammed the other guy with his other hand onto the guy that he had pinned away, and it was
Yeah, yeah.
little stuff like that like I see, and then like like I said, a mix of both him and Corbin, because they both have that power. I think more of the with Corbin, it was a lot of the I saw some similarities with the look, like when Corbin had the longer hair,
Mm.
and then just the way he all moved around. And one thing that I always liked with Lance Archer was a lot of his entrances reminded me of another favorite of mine. Maybe dating myself a little bit, but Bruiser Brody. Like
Right.
like
Nice.
his entrances when Lance Archer was over in New Japan, where he'd be like with the water bottle, then throw it out into the crowd, and like people would be scattering.
Yeah.
Reminded me very much of Bruiser Brody shaking the chain around and people just
Mm.
running away from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Oh God, I still think there's some of those wrestlers that, well, I still am very much a fan of Lance Archer's. I like his entrances more back then, but I know right now he probably wouldn't be able to get away with that.
I see. I see. That's
But
awesome, man. That's awesome.
all right, now I got some random questions.
Ooh.
Some wrestling related, some not. Some nothing to do with anything we've talked about so far.
I love it. All right. Let's get it.
First, first one that I like to ask just about everybody: craziest in match moment for you. Now, this could be crazy, like one of those where you're just across the ring from somebody that you're just like, holy shit, I'm actually in here. Or crazy, like, holy shit moments.
Ooh. Hmm. Man, if I had to pick anything at this point in my career, be again so new, right? But dude, it's got to be my first match. May 11th,
Mm.
I wrestled the Mighty Tortuga.
Ah,
My debut, man, who you should have on the show, Ninja Turtle
totally.
pro wrestler, bro. Hit him up. That like gotta see that. But I got the opportunity to share my debut with him, May 11th, 2024, SoCal Pros in your warehouse in the main event. And that was a huge holy shit for me.
Totally.
And
Yeah.
it was crazy, right? So I'm wrestling the promotions heavyweight champion, and we get ready, we go through everything, and I go out there, and it was the holy shit was the opening the curtain, and there's fucking people everywhere, and they're noisy, and they're making noise for me. I had a lot of people, a lot of fans, a lot of friends, a lot of family that were there for that debut, and it felt very special to me.
No,
Funny because watching it back, I'm like, wow, I look so robotic. Like I can tell how like how much that whole you could see it was being soaked in uh onto me. And another one, but it was in the match and in the moment. I remember being like, I just got a fucking 2 count on the SoCal Pro Heavyweight Champion. This is crazy. I just heard a Monsterman chant start again. This is crazy. I got to take a stunner. That was great. We're both stone cold guys.
yeah.
In my debut, I think I took a stunner and a attitude adjustment in my same match.
As long as you took the stunner more similar to, let's say, probably the guy that sold the stunner better than anybody, The Rock, and
Yeah.
and not like McMahon.
Oh, it was not like McMahon. I don't think anybody will top The Rock. It might be
Yeah,
a personal mission to try. I stole the shit out of it for sure.
that is
Man,
awesome.
for the holy shit, like all the matches, I've had some really fun, really great matches, a lot of great experiences, and but that, as far as a holy shit moment of feeling, oh man, I'll never ever forget how that felt.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine. You hear. I've been. Wow, words are hard. You hear a lot about how there's just that feeling of stepping through that curtain is just something that once you get that taste of it, is just like it just grabs you. Like I need more.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. It was very, very, very addicting, and that just kind of it took on a whole life of its own from there, right? But
Yeah.
that was I just remember opening the curtain and just right away being like, "Oh shit, we're here. We are doing it now." Like, all right,
Oh yeah.
you're the
Now,
fucking heel. Like, go act like a heel, but holy shit, this is cool. Walked out to Social D, like my friends, my girls right there, like, oh man, and it's contagious, right? Because you hear the
oh yeah.
pop, and so like you don't have to really necessarily, I don't know who the fuck that is, but everybody's screaming for him, so like I'm gonna scream too. It was so cool, and then wrestling Tortuga was awesome. He's another guy I still train with the mighty Tortuga, and he's another one, similar like to the idol conversations. He's so giving with his knowledge. Another ring general, like it's
Yeah.
I've wrestled him here, I've wrestled him in LA, and it's no matter what, it's like all right, I know at this point, being a few matches in with him, I know when Monsterman and Mighty Tortuga are in the ring, it's going to be a good match. Like
Oh yeah.
we're gonna kick each other's ass. We're gonna have fun. He's just a wealth of knowledge. Great dude, great attitude. Another one invested in the success of his peers, himself, the company he represents. Obviously, great with the fans. Mighty Tortuga is a solid ass dude.
Oh yeah, fellow Ninja Turtle fan too, because I mean, you just look at his gear, totally Ninja Turtle related. I mean, me like some of my stuff up here,
Boom. Yeah.
and that. Yep.
Damn, dude, that's your job after this, Mo. You gotta text the Mighty Tortuga, DM him, whatever.
We're
Get
doing
his
it.
ass on here. This is the time to do it.
Oh yeah, we're totally doing it. All right, now these next two questions are kind of similar, but both wrestling related. We talked a lot about funny moments, getting people to crack. What's a favorite funny moment in wrestling for you? Not like, doesn't have to be one that you were involved in, but just one that like you saw on TV, or maybe you were in the crowd that just got you laughing.
Wow. I'm going to give you a two-part answer to
Okay.
this. So the one that I was involved in that I laugh the most about still was actually at training at Black and Brave. We were doing matches, and I was wrestling my match against the guy I was training with, Dennis. Shout out Dennis, my favorite Swede. And we had a couple matches back to back, and all like, man, he's a smaller dude than me, and I was working heel and I was beating his ass, and it was in the middle of the heat, and I picked him up and I slapped him in the face and called him a piece of shit. And dude, he fired back with like, and this guy's much smaller. He slapped the goddamn shit out of me like as hard as he could. Everybody watching started laughing, and I don't even remember what it was, but during one of his hope spots, dude, he had a saying, and I think it was in Swedish. I think he spoke 3 or 4 languages, but it translates to "let's go driving" or "now we're driving" or something like that. And so he grabs me and he's like, "Yeah, now we're driving." And a guy that was in there as well, Dion, Big Daddy Dion, shout out, Black and Brave grad. I can send you his deets. I'm sure he would love to do the show as well. He's killing it in the Midwest right now, wrestling SDW all over the place out there. Lives in St. Louis, I think. And you hear that after the slap, everybody's laughing. I'm trying not to break. He grabs me and does "let's go driving." And relatively, we're all like quiet-ish during the match, but Dion just goes, "We're fucking driving!" like really loud. And there's way, way more content. Like, you have to have seen the match and known the personalities, but it was so hard not to let, it's another one where you just like, you start like biting your cheek or your tongue a little bit, trying not to laugh. But off the top of my head, in the ring, like the one that makes me laugh the most, it might be a tie between two. There's a famous scene during like the whole invasion angle I remember as a kid when Steve's trying to pop Undertaker, and then he keeps quoting Vince. He slaps Kurt Angle, and God, dude, Kurt Angle coming out of the locker room or with the super hat and
that little cowboy hat.
yeah, dude. When Triple H and Shawn impersonated the McMahons, and I love dicks or whatever, and
I love cocks.
cock, that's what it was, right? And he just, dude, hard enough. I still like watch those back sometimes, just when I'm like, dude, man, I've had a couple beers. I just want to start laughing. I need to go watch this promo and just pop myself real quick.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm gonna flip this. So, what about you? I want to know your favorite.
Oh.
What are two like wrestling moments that stand out for you to make you laugh?
Okay. Well, before I say that, Stone Cold completely underrated when it comes to comedy.
Agreed.
Completely underrated. Funny as hell. He doesn't get enough credit for that. But one of mine was R-Truth bringing out a ladder in the Royal Rumble, thinking it was a Money in the Bank match. That was one. I gets me every time.
Yeah.
Or the classic when I think it was the greatest Royal Rumble, the clip that has been played I don't know how many times now with Titus running through the ring, and then he literally slides underneath the ring. The commentators could not stop laughing.
No, oh my god! Even the commentary, like, he popped it.
Yep.
Dude, he ate shit so hard. He flew under.
Or another good one that I don't know if it was really meant as a comedy spot, but it got everybody laughing with the Nia Jax when infamous on the side of the ring, and she's like, "Oh, my hole!"
My whole yeah, they did a remake of that with Cody Rhodes' theme song. Have you seen that?
I did one of that where I was like, I put, adrenaline in my hole.
Yeah,
Something,
that's the one.
something,
Yep.
Cody Rhodes, and then something about the the part after that where it's like get them off their feet, but I put this clip of this kid saying, "Ah, I gotta pee."
That's great. That's great.
Oh yeah, I had too much fun with that one. All right, now similar to that, but a little bit different. We are in WrestleMania season.
Mm.
Anybody that's a pro wrestling fan has a WrestleMania moment that just has latched onto them as like a favorite. It might even just be the whole damn show. What would you say favorite WrestleMania moment of yours?
Ooh, hard to narrow that down, man.
Seeing as you've been to three of them.
Yeah, yeah. And one of them, I'm gonna say, so I was at WrestleMania 25 in Houston. So I'll say hybrid answer here, but dude, being in the building for Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker,
Ooh.
it was, oh man. So my best friend moved to just south of Houston, small town called Baytown, and graduated high school. My pop got me a plane ticket and two WrestleMania tickets. So me and my boy Mike went, right? And so being able to see Shawn versus Taker, and I'm fucking 18, like that was, dude, that was crazy. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it besides I don't know if I moved a muscle in my face. I don't know if I could move. Like it just mesmerized. I knew what I was watching was. I remember leaving like I think that was my favorite match I've ever seen ever, and that stands today, which is great because it's kind of widely regarded as one of the best matches of all time, especially in WrestleMania history.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that dude and Stone Cold went in the Hall of Fame that year. So being able to be there and see that, and the four wheeler down and the beer,
Oh yeah.
I bought an Austin 316 shirt that night. I still have it. Man, it's I'm even going to give a three-parter. I was at WrestleMania 39, and the day before Mania, we did Day with the Dead Boys with Seth Rollins.
Ah.
So I got to meet Seth Rollins before I went to his school. I went in Mania, so I was going in a month, literally 30
Yeah.
days. I did a CrossFit workout with him, met Seth, got to go to SoFi Stadium and see Seth walk out. He wrestled Logan Paul that night and the most obnoxiously flamboyant pink outfit I've ever seen, which was wonderful. And so that was a huge moment. I think on a from a fan level, 25 for sure. Like I'll never forget that feeling or moment. It's almost like I don't want to sound like a rock, right? But it's almost like giving me chills right now thinking about it. And but being at 39 and especially seeing Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul, oh man, it was that crazy. Doing Day with the Dead Boys, that was just a very surreal moment for me personally. Is like, oh, this shit's I'm gonna be seeing this guy. I'm gonna
Yeah.
be in his house here soon, basically. His gym, and that was, that was that was
Yeah.
that was fucking cool.
I bet. I know for me, my first ever WrestleMania that I got to watch live still sticks with me. WrestleMania 20.
Mm.
The two moments that stick to me from that show, but I got one that's a favorite of mine outside of that. But it was the match between Undertaker and Kane. And I don't know, maybe memory, mind playing tricks on me, but it was right after it was Undertaker's return after getting buried alive again.
Uh,
And I swear to God, after hearing, Paul Bear's, oh, yes, and then seeing Undertaker walk out there, I swear it looked like he had dirt on him. Like it was like he was walking out of the grave to go kick his brother's ass.
yeah, dude. Okay.
And that stuck out to me. And then it's sad to me that, well, you know what? The main event, sad to me that, we can, it's kind of taboo to talk about one of the guys in there, but that match, that triple threat match at the end,
Yeah.
hands down one of my favorites. And then
Yeah. Yeah.
the moment with Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle, where Kurt Angle has the ankle lock on, but Eddie had loosened his boot enough to where it just slipped right off.
Dude, what a damn Eddie, what a genius, man. Cannot. Wow.
Oh yeah. And
That's great.
then, oh God, me as a fan, I I'm such a fan of the Hell in the Cell matches. So when they actually had uh, Undertaker and Triple H in there,
Yeah,
Shawn
it
Michaels
was
referee,
28, right?
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm one to say so. Yeah, still one of my. I love that damn match. But yeah,
Yeah.
those for me for sure.
Great choices, man.
Although you got to throw in a recent one, the way the whole match between Cody and Roman played out with the end, where it's like,
Yeah, that was
oh,
crazy.
this guy's coming out. Oh no, this guy's taking him away, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's the Undertaker.
Just shows up to choke something. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was like, who? What the hell is going on? This is crazy.
Oh yeah. All right. Now with a name of a show like I have, I kind of have to ask this:
Ooh.
favorite drink, alcoholic or otherwise, because I try to be inclusive of those that might not drink for whatever reason,
Sure.
because I always say just because it says drinking at Moe's does not mean that it has to be alcoholic.
Sure. Well, fortunately, Bo, I do drink alcohol.
That
I've
I do too.
got a couple empties here to prove it. Man, all right. So I like a lot of alcohol, man. But if I had to pick two, I'm gonna pick. I love an old fashioned, and I'm gonna put an asterisk on that. I love blackened whiskey. That's oh god damn it! I might pour myself a glass after this. Blackened whiskey and old fashioned, particularly, um, and I love Kwak, which is a Belgian beer.
Mm,
Kwak. Hard to
mm,
find. It's very rare. If you Google the shit, I mean, I got it to, the shout outs. My boy Tim makes my favorite old fashioned. That dude's got that fucking game on lock. My boy Casey showed me Kwak. Kwak. It is a Belgian beer. You'll get it in a big boy, and if you ever get the opportunity to have it on tap or have it like as intended, it's in a wooden handle with an hour shaped glass. It's a great flavor pack, medium. It's a Belgian double. Like, oh,
mm,
oh damn, yeah.
delicious.
But
Me,
I gotta imagine, man, with the show name, drinking like Moe's, I'm sure you've seen yourself around a bottle or two and a tap spout. So, what
oh,
is or a
oh,
couple of Moe's favorites?
I mean, like one that I had with me, Coors Banquet.
Love a banquet.
Love
Love it.
that. I
Yep.
mean, there's Stone Cold's American Lager,
Yep.
delicious.
Fantastic.
Uh, beer, Kona Big Wave, love that
Nice.
shit.
Yeah. Classic.
Let me see, and then yeah, I'm kind of a whiskey tequila guy. I do enjoy. I enjoy a good margarita as much as anybody. I like um The Rock has his Terramana, or there's Casamigos. Those two are so smooth. You put that shit in the margarita. You be careful because you'll be on the floor. after more
Yeah,
than like two.
dude, I have a bottle of the anejo right outside here.
Oh
That
yeah,
is
I got a couple upstairs, um, and then I have found myself to rather enjoy a good Jack and Coke, but I put grenadine in there, so it's like a Jack and cherry Coke.
oh shit. Okay.
Freaking
Okay.
delicious.
That is fucking delicious. Well, I'm gonna turn the light on. I'm realizing how dark it is in here.
Ah. But yeah, those hands down. And then, I mean, I enjoy. My wife says I have a problem, but I'm a Dr Pepper fiend,
Ooh. Okay. All right.
and
Soda pop. Soda pop. Root beer guy.
root beer can't go wrong there. But I one time stumbled on. I had a can of Dr Pepper opened, and then I noticed I was getting something out of the fridge, and I had a leftover like little bottle shooter of Jack Honey,
Oh, nice.
and I just went, eh, dumped it in the Dr Pepper.
Mmm.
Freaking delicious!
That sounds like candy, bro.
Oh, it was so good.
Damn.
It was so fucking good. All right, but yeah, that was it for me. But last but not least,
Mm.
best advice you have for anybody wanting to get into wrestling?
Ooh. Best advice I have. Just do it. That is the best advice I have. Look, man, we could spend all day thinking of all the reasons why it could be hard or whether you are or are not fit out for the business. And I love that you asked getting into wrestling and not necessarily being a wrestler, because there's a lot of ways that you can be involved in the business.
Mm-hmm.
It's
That
not
is true.
athleticism or taking bumps. Just do it. Go to a show. Go talk to people, man. There's production cast. There's refs. There's ring crew. There's podcasts, man. There's so many ways that you can be involved in the business and in the industry that don't require you to get in there and get hit in the face and thrown around and taking bumps. Like,
Yeah.
spoiler alert, like the shit hurts, right? Like
Yep.
you cannot not be tough and do this. You have to be willing to go through that, but just do it. If the passion's there, if it's where you want to be. I think right now, especially independent wrestling is bigger than it's ever been.
Oh yeah.
Platforms everywhere. Wrestling is at a peak popularity. Just do it. You know,
Oh
maybe
yeah.
you go in there and you do a couple rolls and you take a couple bumps and logically, of course, you're like, yeah, fuck that. That hurts. I don't want to do that. But you know what, man? I think I would love to be. I can create promo videos. I can do editing. I could do this. Maybe I ref. Maybe you ring announce. Um,
Yeah.
maybe again, maybe you do a podcast and you're like, no, I got this cool audio system. Maybe you write music for wrestlers. There's so many ways to do it. I would say just do
Oh
it.
yeah.
I think most wrestling companies and most wrestlers, especially, at the beginning circuit, man, like we want any platform, anybody that like hearing somebody else who loves what we do as much as we love what we do and who has either a podcast or has hey man, like, can I just take some pictures of you? I'm a photographer. I want to do this. I'm building a portfolio. Hey, do you want to cut a promo? Like, I'm a video editor. I love wrestling. I want to get this out there. Like, you can totally get in and do this and be a part of that whole process and be a part of a
Oh yeah.
business in this industry love. So the advice, just do it, man. Go
Oh
to your next show. Go support independent wrestling. There's a lot of people in at pretty much anybody's hometown, especially in the States, that somebody's wrestling in a ring somewhere closer to you than you think they are. Get out there, go support them, go shake some hand and see what you can do as far as getting in. And if it's to be a wrestler, go hit up a school, man. It's, of course, I'm a black and brave guy. Fill out the application, save up the money, be willing to move, man. Like, I was in a class with, I had a dude from Canada, I had a girl from Australia, I had the dude from Sweden. Like, people move to go there. If you want to do it, just do it. Go rip the band-aid off. You'll never regret the experience. It's incredible. But if that's not your jam, if you're not trying to go there, you can get in many different ways. And there's no right or wrong. There's no shame in the I don't want to be a wrestler, so I'm just a music guy. Like,
Yeah.
every part of that is so important for the production. So,
Oh yeah. No, and definitely an aspect of the business that doesn't really get thought of as much, because I mean for good reason. You're wanting to have the crowd concentrate on the in-ring aspects of it, but there's all sorts of aspects that go into putting on the show that are just
right.
as valuable.
Yeah, 100%, man. So if it can offer so many different feelings of fulfillment.
Oh yeah.
It's not, we go out there and we wrestle, right? But
Yeah.
I could imagine it must feel really cool if you're the person editing and behind the camera and someone's like, dude, that promo was fire. And you're like, yeah, fuck yeah, it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you shoot a podcast, shit goes viral. They're like, dude, that interview with so and so was crazy. And you're like, fuck yeah, it was. So there's so many ways to do it, man. Like, I could not encourage anybody who's willing to do it. Of course, it's got to be real. You know what I mean? If you're full of shit, you'll probably get weeded out pretty quick. But yeah, do it, man. It's a quirky, crazy, fun-filled world that we all live in, man. And I love to see the community grow.
Oh yeah. Well, I just got the alert that my battery's almost dead. So before we go, where can people find you social media wise? So if they don't already have their eyes on the Monsterman, they can go ahead and get them there.
Yes, let's do that, man. Easy to find me. I am on Instagram at the.monsterman. That is my sole social media platform. You probably won't catch me on anything else. I don't spend a lot of time there, but if you want to see bookings, shows, if you want to inquire about a booking, I'm active on my Instagram, active pretty much every single day on there. So anytime you want to see a show, you want to book me for a show, if you want to reach out, that's where to find me, at the.monsterman on Instagram.
We'll be sure to get that in the description. Well, before my battery goes dead, thank you for taking the time to talk to me tonight. It was an absolute pleasure to get this one done. I look forward to getting this one out there. Best of luck with future shows you got going on this year. I look forward to seeing it all play out.
Awesome. Thank you, Mo, for having me. And a quick moment before your battery dies, as a shout out to every coach, everybody who's been in the corner of the Monsterman. We're just getting started. I have a super supportive family, my sister, Cass, my girl Morgan, Champ, Laura, you know who I'm talking about, my boy Brian. I've had a lot of people that are so instrumental in my corner throughout this journey, and I just wanted to say thank you. I can't name everybody, but thank you, everybody who supported the Monsterman this far, including you, Mo. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, now get the damn button.
Get to the damn button, bro.
Get in the damn button. All right, now see here's the part with that freaking button. God damn.
Yeah.